Hello everyone, I am joined by ChaosEmeraldStar, who is a plush tuber. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I am ChaosEmeraldStar, as he said, and I do plush videos. This is true. This is true. It's good to be here.
Alright, so I'm going to jump into the first question. The first question is, you film a lot of your videos in public. Is there a certain appeal to doing this?
Well, I think as a kid watching, we always think of the kids watching and what they would like to see.
Hmm.
And I think the idea of if we were to ever do like, for example, the baby Mario goes to Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yeah.
That's a video we uploaded.
Hmm.
There's really no other way to do it. Well, I think as a kid watching, we always think of the kids watching and what they would like to see.
Hmm.
And I think the idea of if we were to ever do like, for example, the baby Mario goes to Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yeah.
That's a video we uploaded.
Hmm.
There's really no other way to do it. We couldn't really fake Chuck E. Cheese. We couldn't, print out
Hmm.
a Chuck E. Cheese PNG,
Hmm.
paste it on our wall, and then pretend we were playing on arcades.
It's more
Uh,
of, it's more authentic.
Exactly right.
Hmm.
And if I had to say compare ourselves to something, I'd say, our videos are more so like a cartoon,
Yeah.
but live action.
Hmm.
So we can do goofy stuff and very cartoonish style, humor, even action. So for example, like a character could fall off the roof and not die. So we're very cartoonish in that way, but we still have to, go the extra mile by going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Hmm.
I think kids just like it, to put it simple. I
Hmm.
don't think they could tell if we're not going to Chuck E. Cheese and we're not going the extra mile. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's I think it's just for the visual appeal.
Alright, so the second question is, what year do you think you improved the most during your YouTube career, and in what ways?
Well, I think what was it 2017 for Sonic Goes to Sonic? I had we had I think prior to that, so like we started in 2011,
Mhm.
and then for like about a good 6 years, we are just kind of goofing around. Not anymore, but I wanted to be a director really, really bad. I had always told myself like, you know, I'll start trying later. I'd get better later. And then you just kind of reach a halting point, and then you
Mhm.
realize, wait, what am I waiting for? Let's start now.
My third question is, how did you come up with the name Chaos Emerald Star?
I just as a kid, and I still do. I loved Mario and Sonic so much. The show Mario Bros. Z is still a pretty big influence in terms of how the action is made, and I just really love Mario and Sonic so much. I was honestly more of a Sonic guy. I really like Sonic Unleashed, but Mario Galaxy 2, like I knew in my heart was the better game.
Hmm.
But shows like Mario Bros. Z made me think like, everyone's doing either Mario or Sonic. It's like they're different, like Red Blue or Blue Pill. Like you have to choose.
Hmm.
I decided like in my videos, they're both main characters and they're buddies.
Hmm.
And so I said like I want a name that reflected that. So Chaos Emeralds
Hmm.
make Sonic invincible and Stars make Mario invincible. So I literally just meshed it too. But and while my name first of all, my name is long, and no one knows. Like everyone forgets my name, and it's very hard to explain to new people. Like
Hmm.
if my little cousin asked me, "What is your name on YouTube?" I told him like Chaos Emerald Star, and he was like, "What the? I don't. Those are too many nouns, too many vowels. Like what
Uh-huh.
is that?" So there's a stinge of regret on the name, but ultimately, like I do like it.
My
When I
fourth.
first made the name, it was like it was misspelled. I think Emerald was Emerald. I didn't know how to spell Emerald. And back then you couldn't change the name. I think Google bought YouTube and somewhere like in 2009 or so.
Yeah.
And then well, I don't remember it actually, but somewhere along the line they made it so that you could change the name. But otherwise, I'd be Chaos Emerald Star, and I think the E and the S were capitalized, but the C was not capitalized.
Alright, so my fourth question is, why did you decide to turn your channel around and start making top-notch videos? You briefly kind of answered this question earlier on, but what was like the main
Right.
motive behind turning your channel around?
That's it's I love how you like it's like a compliment and yet like a little bit of a dig, like saying like, oh, the previous videos they were like pretty, messy, and I couldn't agree more. But
I'm not saying they were horrible, but your newer
no, of
videos are
course,
certainly better than, your old videos.
objectively, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just differentiating. We have a new series playlist and then all the old stuff.
I saw
So
that on your
like the new
community
series
tab.
is like our stamp of approval. But I think you're right on. I did address it. I just wanted to. I'd always wanted to be a director, and I don't know why I was putting it off. I don't know why I
Hmm.
wasn't trying and making plots, if that makes sense. Like
Ye-
I think, but ultimately I think while Sonic Goes to Sonic is great, I think for me the first top-notch video was Mario Luigi Go to Mexico, and the story behind making a relatively like very drama full plot because spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen it. Baby Luigi's in it, and it's a surprise, very like almost like a novella. When we had gone to Mexico, um, I knew I didn't want to make like a typical like we're at the hotel now we're at so and so restaurant eating tacos. Like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and the YouTubers still do that. I'm saying this, and I'm looking at a profile picture of Beans, by the way. Sure, basically, I really did come up with that plot on the spot at Mexico. Someone had asked me, my
Really?
brother, who I work with,
Hmm.
he asked me, he was like, Arturo, like, what are we gonna do? And I said, okay, just trust me on this. I didn't really give him the rundown of the plot. So, like, while it's easy to see now with the video, seeing it in a linear order, we shot everything out of sequence, if that makes sense. So
Hmm.
I can't remember what the first shot was anymore, but it probably was like I don't know, Sonic and Shadow trying to sneak in, which is very out of order. So I had to like kind of run my brother along, and I honestly thought it wasn't gonna work. I know we recorded on the last minute before leaving. I thought it wasn't gonna work, but we did it, and I think that's the video when we started putting top tier effort, and it all started with just not having a plot, to shoot on for
Hmm.
Mexico.
This is the fifth question. Why did you start YouTube, and what was the original motivation behind creating a YouTube channel? And what's the main motive behind making YouTube videos now?
Well, it's as simple as now there's TikTok and Instagram Reels and whatnot, but
Hmm.
back then it was just YouTube, and it really was the only way to make content and at least make revenue off of it. Like technically, you can make homemade videos and just keep it to yourselves, but why would you do that? Why wouldn't you
Hmm.
just share it with the world? It was the dream.
You wanted to like create content, and YouTube was one of the only places where you could publish it online, and added to that, or
Right,
kind of a plus, you can make
right.
revenue.
Yeah, we had made content before YouTube. I'm trying to remember though, or we had made skits before YouTube. I remember there was this is funny. There was a Danimals. Um, I don't know. Do kids still eat Danimals? The Danimals yogurt. Um, there's a video contest where you'd go to their website and submit a video, and you'd basically I don't know the best video would win a prize, and the winner, on retrospect, the winner is pretty terrible. Like the video was terrible, but that just means my video was even worse.
But what year
Um,
was this? Like 2000, like something?
oh boy, 2009. Even when I started, there was no iPhones, which iPhones now like they're miracles. Like they
Hmm.
shoot
You can get like
better
4K
quality.
60 FPS.
Exactly, and I forgot what the new one has, but I think it has like that cinema feature. It's amazing. But yeah, you're right. You're right on. Back then, I had to spend $200 for a Sony blog, which was like top tier, and I've gone back to it, and it's terrible. It's worth $10 now. I work, and so for that reason, I bought another because I didn't have my original,
Uh-huh.
and just so I could put it on the shelf, basically. And um, I
Hmm.
ultimately I just wanted to make content because it was just so natural for me. I love movies and I wanted to be a director. I got really inspired. This is getting way too personal, by the way, but I got really inspired by the Spider-Man, the first one from 2002,
Hmm.
the behind the scenes DVD because they came in two discs. It was disc one, the movie, and disc two was the behind the scenes,
Hmm.
and they showed Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire on wires and Sam Raimi talking, and the way they made that movie, and everyone
Yeah.
was so passionate. The crew would literally would like they'd be willing to walk on hot coal for the director Sam Raimi, and I admired that, and I wanted to be that. I,
Hmm.
I thought it was magic. I thought it was magic the way Spider-Man would swing around and they'd basically paint out the wires. I couldn't process that, by the way. I just could not process that Spider-Man was on wires and they'd paint him out. That was magic. How did they do that? And
Yeah.
and and then ultimately, I've always wanted to make videos, and YouTube was just the one place to do it. In terms of plush videos, we settled on that because we wanted to be like Smosh,
Hmm.
if anyone remembers Smosh. But Smosh we wanted to do, and but our parents, back then was different, right? Like YouTube was a foreign place. You could not upload your face because YouTube was just supposedly filled with I don't know strangers.
Hmm.
So we were told to like not show our faces, and but we also like this amount. So it was actually a win-win. We like playing with toys, and now I'm still. Had I like done done videos with my face, I don't think I'd be here talking with you. I don't think anyone would like what we did, and they'd be gone.
This, you can pass on this question if it's, kind of like, I don't want to say rude, but are you at all
No,
embarrassed by the content that you make?
I'm not embarrassed. I think that's like I'm 20, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm throwing toys. It's totally a valid question. It's the same question my therapist asked me,
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I Sometimes, if I'm being honest, being leveling down. Ultimately, no, but I don't put it in my resume. Um, I, I think I think ultimately, like, the right people will like it.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, they'll understand it and respect it. That it's
Mm-hmm.
there for kids.
Yeah,
It's not
like
like I'm doing them for myself,
mm-hmm.
right? I'm not going to Chuck E. Cheese to record on my own. And while I do have fun with it, like, like you asked in the first question, why do we do these? Why do we go to places authentically? Like, it's not like I do it for myself. It's clear that at that point it becomes work. And that sounds harsh, right? But it's truthful.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get embarrassed. Of course I do. In fact, especially when recording in public, it can get tough and it's very hard to explain. And
Mm-hmm.
um, gosh, I don't even know how to answer that question, pretty thoroughly. But sometimes get
At
it.
certain points, like when you're filming in public, you're
Mm,
kind of embarrassed. But then when it's like up online and people are like watching and
right,
enjoying it, you're not really embarrassed.
right. I think we record the videos in such a way that there's like a good plot. It's entertaining
Mm-hmm.
through and through.
You know it'll pay off too, like when you're making the video.
I know it'll pay off. I think it's Yeah, I think for the Chuck E. Cheese one, I really liked. It's a plot about two kids at a Chuck E. Cheese. That's just a backdrop, and there's a bully, and they start bullying the little brother, and the older brother comes and offends them. That's
Yeah.
happened to me. And I've had to do that, and that's like a very nostalgic memory. And I like that plot. I really do. It's so I would defend it. It's as good as like a plot that you'd see on, like, I don't know, network TV. Same with the Coca-Cola video and the Mexico video. Like, I'll defend those plots. It just so happens that they're toys. So I'm proud of the content I made. Don't get me wrong. Ultimately, I know I'm going to show my kids, but when it comes to telling people, I do know, like, the wrong mind will be like, "What are you doing, bro?"
There's always going to be some people that are like that, kind of like make fun of you
Yeah,
for it, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I keep my thankfully I keep this. I'm in college, so, like, I'm not in high school. Like, I'm not forced to be around with these bullies. Like, I can choose the people I hang
Yeah.
out with, and I thankfully surround myself with all my friends, my close knit friends, because I'm not too social. They know about it. They've helped me with it. My two friends, my two best friends that I've been hanging out with in college, they were Knuckles and Tails. So there are people who get it. But yeah, sorry if I'm stretching the answer, but sometimes I'm sure you get it too. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. What's your absolute favorite video you've ever made so far?
I think it'd have to be the Coca-Cola video. Or no, the bath time is pretty impeccable.
That one was like when I saw that first, it was like pretty crazy. It was
It
really good.
was pretty crazy, man. It took us a day to do. Well, 2 days technically, but um, I was I thought about the idea. Man, I was really nervous I thought of the idea of seeing a little short from, I don't know, when did Simpson, the 80s, and it was Bart Simpson. It was a YouTube thumbnail, like a YouTube clip of the Simpsons, like in their early days. I think from the Nancy Truman show. So before they got the show, and it was basically Bart in an aquarium, playing with fishes. But I saw the thumbnail and I was like, and because Bart had a toy, I thought he was in a bathtub
Yeah.
and he was playing with fishes. It was his imagination. That's what I took from it. So that's where the video came from. And I was like, we got to do that. We can do that. We're on our way to Mexico, and it's my eighth time going to this little resort. I know we can do this idea where Baby Mario and Baby Luigi go in the bathtub, use their imagination, and they swim around. Um, but I was really nervous to tell I was about to say his name, but all my friend Austin Mario Bros. Gave him a call and I was like, "Is it okay if I use this video idea? I'll make it Baby Luigi's bath time." And then, like, 2 weeks later, he, like, uploaded a Baby Luigi's bath time. So I was like, okay. I was really nervous to do that video, but yeah, I'm proud. I'm very happy that we went through with it, and I'm with you. I think it's awesome. It's just a great video, like,
Yeah.
very Oscar nominated short type thing.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know this like exactly, but I believe it was in October of 2021. You privated a lot of videos. I'm pretty sure it was every video on your channel except for the new series. Why did you do this, and why did you eventually unprivate the videos? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was this time.
I think it was October. I'm not too sure,
Hmm.
but you're the first person that asks. Well, actually, no, people have asked me directly, but I kind of don't answer in the comments.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is because it's not a simple answer, at least for kids. I think you're gonna get it, but telling, like, a little kid, like, what happened to this video and answering the like what actually happened would be kind of long. But here's what happened.
Mhm.
I had this idea to branch out and reach to other new direct. I wanted to branch out. I've been wanting to branch out for a while, and I think one of your questions gets to that. But
Yes,
um,
it does.
ultimately, I had the mindset of making live action skits or fan made videos. So things like the Smash Bros fight at the beginning of Shadow's Pizza for any fan, or really like anything live action. I wanted to do a Metal Gear Solid live action video and a Punch Out live action video, and what else did we have in mind? We wanted to do a Resident Evil. We were close to doing that. Basically, I wanted to branch out,
Hmm.
and so I reached out to my film club at my university
Yeah.
because it seemed like they had a lot of talented people, and there's the film students at colleges. They're basically working for free, so they will literally like do volunteer work, or the club will literally assign a project or whatnot, and everyone works for free. Like they will offer their services for free. And I saw that and I was like, there's a lot of talented people. And essentially what I'm saying is the doorway to going to Hollywood, right, or pursuing your career in film, there's a long process where you just get no money. It's a long process. Like you're auditioning so much, um and there's a lot of students. So I said, like, maybe we can change that. And I like to think around, and
Hmm.
I thought that essentially I thought, because they say indie filmmaking is dead, right? This is how I know I'm going to lose some kids in this video, but they say indie filmmaking is dead. Kevin Smith's Clerks cost $23,000 to make. I don't know how much that is now, maybe like 50,000.
Hmm.
Um, and he made it. He sold his comic book collection and maxed out his credit cards. He made a movie for like $23,000 at the time, and then he screened it, and then someone bought. I think it was Miramax or the Weinstein Company bought it, and he distributed it. You can't do that anymore because people don't really watch it in the movies. Not really, not like that, and they don't get screened, or they don't get distributed. And so that was an article I read saying, and everyone, that was the talk of town. And I thought, well, that's not true. Indie filmmaking isn't dead. You just see a lot of high quality content on YouTube. You will literally see Oscar-winning short films on YouTube. So I disagree with that. I think indie films can exist just on a different platform. I don't think they'll be
Hmm.
distributed because
Yeah.
it's just impossible to make up that money. But it'll go on YouTube or something, or whatever other app there is now.
Hmm.
And uh, so what I'm getting at is I connected two and two. I said I want to pitch to this film club that I have some projects. I'm basically putting myself out as a producer, if that makes sense, right? I'm
Yeah.
going like, I have this project, and I'm reaching out to directors. I'm like, here you go. Here's a project you can choose from. Like there's multiple projects. I will fund it. I will fund it 100%, and that includes thousands of dollars, right? With
Man.
equipment. Uh,
Wow.
we couldn't really decide like if we were gonna do it. I couldn't decide if we were gonna pay them monthly, but I think you know what I'm getting at. I wanted to be a producer. I wanted to get new content. Now, didn't stray too much from the plush videos, right? Like they were still live action video game skits and whatnot, and I wanted to basically like upload, monthly at the very least, because it's very hard for me to do that by myself. And so I essentially reached out to the film club, and I told them I have a pitch for you guys. I think it's really great. I think it's a great opportunity. And in an effort to do so, I cleaned up my channel. I said, like, you know what, I'm gonna start from the new series, and that's
Only.
it, because I knew they were gonna dissect my channel after.
Yep.
And I didn't want to be, honestly, it was like, that was like your question about if I'm embarrassed about the content I make. Um,
Hmm.
that's like that's when I was embarrassed, because I was like putting myself out there
Yeah, because you
very
knew,
proudly.
like, some people are gonna be judgmental and judge you based off the content you
Mm.
make.
Yeah, well, the film, like I said, I pitched the film club, and I don't want to be rude, but I thought they were rude. They put me off for a long, long time, and then it was not all of them showed up. I don't know if I honestly can't say if they got the memo, but only two people showed up, and one is the president, though. That's all I needed. And she was, I thought I thought they were putting me off to be short. Like they would literally stray off and start talking about something else like coffee, and I was just literally there with my pitch, like my laptop open. But I basically pitched them like, here's my channel. Here's the average views I make, only using the I think at the time like 15 videos, and it was an insane average. It was like 1 million views as an average because some videos go so high. And I knew they, like I said, I knew they were gonna dissect my channel, and in fact they did. They spread the word in the group chat, and then word spread that there's a kid that, not that kid that plays with toys, but like friends I knew, people I knew got the memo that I have a channel where I play with toys essentially. And like I said, like the right people will know it and get it, and the wrong people won't. But so ultimately, like the people who judge, like they're not my friend because
Yeah, but like
you
you
know.
you proved yourself. Like you have fantastic content and you've uploaded it to a platform where the right people have
Mhm.
seen that content and have
Yeah,
made or pretty much got your channel to an extremely large amount of subscribers, an extremely large amount of views, and a very solid fan base. That
you're
is
very flattering.
that
Thank you.
thank you. But that's like that proves yourself. That proves that you can make good quality content and show it to the right audience and make it grow.
Yeah, I think the check mark is when I was like, oh, okay, I do have a fan base. Like I sometimes, I very rarely, right? Because like other people get it, but I do get fan art, and that's when I'm like, you know what, like how can I be embarrassed? This is too cool. It's nice to have what I consider friends. I think you guys are my friends and whatnot. Um, but essentially, that's why I had privated the channel. And to put an end to that story, they put me off a lot. Like after that meeting, the president was like not interested. She was like, I don't think this goes well with your channel because it seems like it's all for little kids. And I go, well, I think you're maybe underestimating them. I think they are like, not all of them are like 4-year-olds. And then they said even 11-year-olds would be willing to watch a live action whatever.
Hmm.
And I forgot to mention that the way I was doing it, it was like a bargain because I said I was basically putting myself out as a producer, saying I'll fund the project. The director was, the idea was that for the first 2 weeks they'd get 100% of the profit of the video, and then afterwards that's all me, right? So, and while that may seem too little, and some of you guys might be like, Arturo, that's too harsh. You got to keep in mind, like they're typically doing the same thing for free, and they're getting money out of their own pocket to fund their equipment and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it was a bargain. It was a bargain, and I thought they were gonna take it, man. It was just too easy, but they didn't. But they didn't just flat out say no. They put me off. They never got another meeting. They kept telling me like we're gonna meet, and ultimately one of them, the girl who was, they're both girls, the girl who wasn't president, I forgot what position she was, but the girl that wasn't president that was also in the pitch meeting with me, she called me and said no, they're not interested. And I was like, okay. They put me off way too much. They didn't really treat me that seriously. And if they ended up going, I don't think they'll ever hear this, right? But even if they did, like, no, I'm not embarrassed no matter what wins. So like they really did. That's what happened, and I think they know it. They should know it at least,
Yeah.
because I know that, I know I'm rambling now, right? But I had stumbled across from them when they promised to make a meeting, and they were seeing Chick-fil-A, and they were like, oh, we need to do that meeting, and so I know they were putting me off. But yeah, I kept it like that too because I guess ultimately I thought like for new people watching the channel, um, they'd like see the like the all clean content,
Yeah.
not just by quality but like actually like no cussing, and I guess I reversed and I made a lot of people happy doing so.
My ninth question is, your latest video is your most unique yet. You kind of mentioned this earlier, but do you
Hmm.
plan to make more videos like this that kind of branch out from the main theme of the channel? And like, how much, like, are you gonna do it gradually? Or is it just gonna be one big jump?
Well, it won't be one big jump, I'll tell you that. I think right now I wanted to do it so bad, as I mentioned earlier. I wanted to do original content, original skit. Well, not original skits actually, but like live action skits,
Live
right? Which
action,
is
yeah.
different enough from plush videos. And um, we got close to doing it. I didn't even mention that. We got really close. The closest one was Resident Evil. I had scripts and everything, um, and I reached out to directors, and a lot of them did scoff it off, but some, like I think it was half and half. Half of the directors scoffed it off, and the half were like, yeah, let's do it. So I had a live action Punch Out almost ready to go. The Resident Evil, I think I had the script. I'll have to find it, but um, yeah, I knew I wanted to do it, and and that had failed. So I was like, I wanted to make something else because it's kind of like how Netflix saw that Disney Plus would be taking all the Disney content from Netflix, right? Like eventually.
Yeah.
And similarly, HBO Max would be taking out of all the Warner Brothers content out of Netflix, if that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
Netflix saw the writing on the wall, and they made their own content. Okay, so I see the writing on the wall now, where I'm like, I don't think you'll be 25 doing these plush videos. With all respect, and I do see an end cap, I do see it, but it's not anytime soon. But I think the goal, I'd love to get to 100 or 64, like one of those two, but only then will I stop. 100 or 64, I can't tell. But I see the writing on the wall where I'm like, like I don't, I have an urge to do other content, and if I can make maybe something that's easier to do than plush videos, because plush videos take so much time, at least ours, that would be great. Um, and so gaming recipes came about because I wanted to see it myself. Like I wanted a video where people make food from video games, and brought them to life. And the Spider-Man Pizza one was too easy, right? Because Spider-Man was coming out. That's when it was shot. It was uploaded later, but that's when it was shot. We recorded it, the pizza video.
Mhm.
Um, for those who don't know, actually, I should say, Gaming Recipes was essentially this. It's an original show where I make food from video games and bring it to life. And in this case, there was a pizza that in the DLC for Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4 and now the PS5. And I'm like basically saying the intro. And I essentially recreated that pizza while also having fun and making
Mhm.
another pizza. But I really I showed it from the start, smashing the dough and then some.
Yeah, that was a
And
pretty. That's a pretty like dope like series idea. Like take food like from video
mm,
games like straight into a reality. That's actually a very good idea.
thank you, I appreciate it because I thought so too. I wanted to see it myself, and no, and I think I later found out that there are people who do it, but I'll do it my own way. And I particularly like point of view style cooking videos, like those TikTok videos of like Malad and whatnot. And um, yeah, I just wanted to branch out. I don't know how to explain it. I saw the writing on the wall, and this is a couple years from now, but I just wanted to make original content, and ultimately, like it all goes back to like am I embarrassed about the videos? Not exactly, but it would be nice to show off the my what I actually have to offer. That's not, um, I don't know, just toys.
Hmm.
Just in general, we've been trying to do more original stuff. So, for example, um, we I knew for the plush videos I wanted to make an original character, like an original plush. So I tested the waters by getting my girlfriend a plush of herself. Like we drew her up and we made her cute and whatnot, right? And we made her a plush, and it worked out really well. And I worked with Budsies, and so I decided to do that
That's
again.
great.
I drew my own character, and I told Budsies like, "Can you make this character?" And now the plush is on its way. So pretty soon there will be an original character who is kind of like will be part of the main cast. Really, like I can't sell merchandise. I know Richie does it, but I won't do that. I won't sell like trademark Nintendo characters as
Yeah, yeah,
merch. With all respect to him.
yeah. That
Um,
that's something that like it's pretty. I don't want to say it's like a gray area. I mean, it's kind of like a gray zone, but I don't really know. So
I think it's a
yeah,
red zone, man. It's like
yeah.
you're
So
you're bound to get in trouble. Yeah, I just I guess in terms of why we branched out to do original content, just to put it back to the question, right? Um, I just wanted to. It's as simple as that. Like
mhm.
I just want to do more of what I want to do, and
Yeah. Are you like bored of making plush videos, or just getting old, or anything like that?
I think it's more so it's more so getting old, but also like expanding the portfolio. It's more so that I don't want to make it seem like I'm too old to do play with toys. I don't really see it as playing with toys. I see it as making like a nice skit.
Hmm.
That's how I see it. Like I don't really like grab a toy and get too much excitement as a like compared to a kid. Like I don't really go.
Hmm.
I just instead we literally it's like very different. It's very adult. It's like we make an outline. Like at least in my head, like I make like jokes and then we make the plot from there, and it's all improvised. Put a cap to the video. Yeah, like yeah, I still haven't figured out how we're gonna do the not the video, the question. I still haven't figured out how we're gonna gradually move along, but what I'm thinking is we're gonna do 3 plush videos and then a gaming recipes video, and then as of now, like no new series because I think that would be too jarring for my fans, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that like 8,000 people watched the pizza time video
Hmm.
because I was honestly really scared. I was really scared uploading it. It was on my drive for a while, and I was just really nervous. I thought people were gonna hate it and like really just not gravitate toward it. And clearly, you can see it in the view count. Like a lot of people had no interest in it, but I'm glad for the 8,000 that did. I really appreciate it. Right now, I've been having a habit of going and tinkering with like old thumbnails if I think it might do it better, and I think I might add my profile picture somewhere there. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanna. I don't know. I maybe that'll help. Not too sure. I don't know. I don't want to make it seem like a jumbled mess. But yeah.
All right, this is the last question. Now that you've hit 100,000 subscribers, what's the next goal?
Yeah, I don't. It's not a million subscribers or not 200,000. I'm fine at 100,000, and that's okay. I think it'd be. They say 100, making 100 episodes on TV is syndication heaven. I mean, what that means is, um, you can just basically get so much money on reruns. Like 100 is the goal to hit, and 200 is even better. At that point, like your show is like Friends or How I Met Your Mother, where you can just basically live off of reruns forever, really. And that's not hyperbole. Like you can. So that's why 100 is syndication heaven, and I think like I would love to do 100 plus videos and honestly retire. I was actually referring to the new series. I'd love to do 100 there, but I don't know if we can ever do it. But that's why I said like 64 might be the goal, and then I'll be like, okay, eventually I gotta get off the stage when I'm still high, like high on high like in my groove, if that makes sense. So I guess that's the goal, just making more videos and then actually, well, the next current like you know short milestone would be making original content. I can't do merch right now. There's literally no original character, so
Yeah,
except Ramos.
Or maybe when you get your custom characters, you can put them on a T-shirt.
Yes, exactly. And I'd love to put gaming recipes or really just my profile picture. But
profile picture, like that's fantastic artwork. Like I guarantee,
thank you.
A lot of people would get that.
It's not mine, so it might be a little complicated. It was Green Show 123. Go check him out. I think it was 321. You could if you want to check him out on Instagram. He's fantastic. The greatest. I don't know if he sees me as a friend, but I see him as a friend. He's so fantastic, and he works with me in everything. He even personal. Like yeah, the ending goal would be making. I think realistically 64 new series videos, and then calling it like that. I like. I will get off the horse then. I think it'd be a good ride. There's like because it's not like I don't know, man. Like I don't. It's because I don't want to call out anyone, but it won't be like other plush tubers where they can look back throughout the year, see that they made 100 videos, and be like, all right, what's next? Like I like those 100 videos are they can like they're hit or miss and whatnot. I can look back at my 64 being like these are just the best 64 plush videos that YouTube has to offer, in my opinion. And yeah, I think that's the last goal. But I think at least currently we're just trying to make original stuff.
Well, that's gonna do it for the interview. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Bye, guys.